There on an incredible month for Canada. What memories that have been created over the course of the last few weeks. Jesse Marsch joins us now. He's made his way back from Charlotte, and he is actually tonight at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton ahead of the Forge Pacific game in the Canadian Premier League. Jesse, I really appreciate you taking time out to join us here today. 24 hours after saying goodbye to those players following that game last night, what are your overriding emotions about what this group was able to achieve?
Yeah, first, it's a nice video, and it's nice to see those memories and to see how strong the team was throughout the tournament. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel proud. I feel excited about the future. Certainly, I think we've started in a really good way. We've laid a really good foundation for what we want to become moving forward. And, you know, I'm already looking forward to September, which seems like an eternity away, but I'm already looking forward to the next challenges and to keep pushing this group to get better and better.
International managers don't often get the luxury of time with their players. It could have been that your first window was 4 games till 1 game, and then you have another few days to work with them ahead of a second game, then they all disappear. Do you think the bonds that have been created over what was probably the longest camp this team has ever had lay a perfect foundation for you moving forward?
I do believe so. And I think, you know, you're right, that we spent a lot of time together. I even like the fact that now with the Uruguay match that we started some new players that hadn't had that much opportunity to play yet, that they performed really well, that they were really clear on what their roles were, and that the team looked like a team. You know, that's the most important thing, is no matter who's wearing the jersey, no matter what guys are on the pitch at the certain time, that our style of play, that our identity of our mentality, that our togetherness, that all those things are really clear. And so that was the best part for me of last night.
Jesse, coming into this job, you know, you had 2 very difficult games in Europe, and then you knew you had the Copa America. What were your optimistic hopes and expectations through the summer with this group of players with your first, you know, 3 or 4 matches, which ended up being more than that?
It was the Copa America semifinal.
Everyone expected it, Jesse.
No, it was, look, you could have easily, look, even before I took the job, Stephen, I knew the schedule. And I even thought to myself, look, there's a chance we could go 0-5 in our first 5 matches. But I also knew that I was going to really try to raise the demands and the standards of the way that we were going to do things, tactically and physically. And I knew that with those games at hand, that they were going to reinforce all of the things that I was trying to emphasize. Because when you play against the best opponents, you have to understand what every moment means, tactically, how to stay focused and concentrated in the entire match. And those, I think, matches really and opponents provided me with the opportunity to continue to say, see, guys, this is what I mean. And it also showed that if we did the things that I believed in, that were going to be important for us, if we executed that well, that we actually performed well in all the matches, even against great opponents. So, yeah, it was a tough start, but I think we learned a lot, and we were able to push every day to get the most out of everything. And that's a big credit to the guys. You know, Atiba, you know some of these guys, right? And I think you know the character of the group. But this was, for me, this is the most fun I've had, I think, ever working with the team, because their desire, their commitment, their willingness to learn, their eagerness to try to improve and become the team that we want to be, you know, now, but also with a view for 2026. So, yeah, it was an enjoyable time. It was a very intense time, but again, I'm really excited about what's been built for the future.
Yeah, Jesse, we can see how much the team has really taken your system in, and they've really gotten used to it. What do you think is the next steps in terms of us? Now the expectations are high, but what do you expect for the next steps with the development and with the depth of the team as well? And what are you looking forward to most about preparations for the World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, look, I told them that with their rapid acceleration and learning curve and development, come higher expectations from me, right? Like, maybe I would have thought that we could achieve 25% of what we were able to achieve, just not even results, but just in terms of understanding how we wanted to play. in the first month together. But the fact that we were able to push as much as we did and be as good as we were, now we have to create even higher expectations for ourselves. Certainly one of the things is efficiency in front of goal. Like if you look at the tournament and you look at expected goals per match, we're right at the top 3-4 teams, right? But if you look at how many goals that we actually scored, we're in the lower half. So we've got to figure out how to take some of the advantages that we create and be more ruthless in front of the goal, execute some of these moments so that we can get more leads and we can build on more successes with more wins.
Yeah, Jesse, look, congratulations on the tournament. We thoroughly enjoyed covering it and watching the team and how you've all progressed. But we've all worked under different international coaches, and they have a different way of keeping in touch with the players and monitoring them at club level. How do you envisage your relationship with the team when you all break up before your next match, and how are you going to keep in contact with them in terms of following the development and giving them information?
Yeah, those are all good questions. And look, I'm new to being a national team manager. So whether it was how to manage the training every day, how to manage the weekly loading, how to really prepare the team and how much we could throw at them at different moments to make sure that they were still able to digest information and then execute match plans and the concepts and philosophies of what we wanted to do. And yeah, along with that comes the downtime, right? Is how to still use that in all the right ways. And certainly I don't want to be the type of coach that is over communicating with the players, because I do believe when they go with their clubs that they have to be free and they have to now take on that role that they have with their club teams in a way that honors the responsibility they have to their clubs. But obviously, we'll find ways to have reviews. We'll find ways before camps to have reminders. I'll communicate with guys mostly looking to support them. And I told them that I'll be here in whatever capacity they want me to be here, right? If they want to speak to me on a weekly basis, if they want to ask me about how they thought their performances were and what input I'd have, I'll be here for them always. But we'll have to kind of get the balance right so that, I'm still there to support them and challenge them to continue to get better, but I'm not a big headache for them.
Just finally, Jesse, for all the faults of some of the things that went wrong at Copa America in terms of organization, maybe some of the officiating that was questioned, you've been through an incredible tournament with this team in some environments that will live in the memory for a long time. 82,000 at MetLife Stadium for a semi-final will have done so much for the learning of these players on the road to 2026. Have you let your mind wander towards what it might be like, that first game in Toronto in 2026 at the World Cup as the head coach of a team on home soil, and what potentially this team can achieve?
Hell yeah. Look, everything we're doing is about, with the way that we play. Like I've even challenged the players to be, available for the media and understand that they're role models and understand that they have a responsibility to the sport in the country and to help us create a movement and inspire the country for 2026. So we want to we want to make sure that the country's so excited about this tournament and so behind this team and believes in these players and in these people at the highest level, so that when we have these matches, how we felt the Argentina environment in New York or how we felt the Venezuela environment in Dallas, we need 10 times that at the stadiums in 2026 for our home World Cup. And we need a nation and millions of people behind this group of players and behind this team, because they deserve your attention. I hope that you see that they inspire, they play with inspiration, they play with big hearts, big minds, and they are proud to represent the country. And in every way, we want to make the country proud in 2026.
What this team achieved over the course of the last few weeks has certainly started to do that, with many people jumping on the bandwagon of this Canadian team, and that will only grow heading towards 2026. Congratulations, Jesse, and enjoy the game tonight in Hamilton. Your first taste of a live CPL action. It's Forge against Pacific. Thanks for taking the time to be with us.
All right, guys. Thanks for all the positive coverage and supporting us along the way.